It's 7 a.m. on a Monday. You grab your bag, you put on your shoes, and your dog, who was completely asleep 2 minutes ago, is now sitting at the door, watching your every move with those eyes. You say, "I'll be back." You close the door behind you. And then, silence. Most owners assume their dog is a little sad for a few minutes, then goes back to sleep, maybe steals your spot on the couch. But what actually happens inside your dog's brain the moment that door closes, according to neuroscience, is something most people are completely unprepared to hear. The first thing to understand is that dogs don't experience time the way we do. You think, it's only 8 hours, they'll be fine. But your dog has no concept of 8 hours. They have no idea if you're coming back in 5 minutes or 5 days. Every single departure to your dog's brain registers the same way. Researchers at the University of Lincoln ran a study measuring dogs' stress hormones, specifically cortisol, immediately after owners left. They didn't find mild, temporary stress. What they found was a full activation of the threat response, the same neurological state your dog enters when they sense a predator. Your commute to work triggers the same brain chemistry as a wolf at the door. But cortisol is just the beginning. In 2019, researchers at the Hungarian Academy of Sciences used fMRI brain scans, the same technology used to study human patients, on fully awake, unsedated dogs. They showed the dogs recordings of their owners' voices, then strangers' voices, and measured the brain activity in real time. The region that lit up when dogs heard their owner's voice, the same region of the brain that activates in humans when they hear someone they love. Then they removed the voice entirely. They played silence. The same region stayed activated, not at full intensity, but running, like a process that never fully closes. Your dog's brain holds a representation of you even when you're gone, and when there's no input, no smell, no sound, no sight of you, that system starts searching. This is what separation anxiety actually is. It's not bad behavior, it's not manipulation, it's a brain that was literally wired to track one specific human, suddenly receiving no signal. Here's the part that changes everything. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest, the same institution that pioneered attachment research in dogs, found that dogs raised in close contact with humans form what they call an asymmetrical bond. Your dog needs you more than you need them, not because they're weak, but because of how domestication reshaped their neurology. Wolves separated from their pack will self-soothe, find a new group, adapt. Domestic dogs separated from their primary human often cannot. The coping mechanism was removed across 15,000 years of selective breeding. When your dog sits at that door after you leave, they're not throwing a tantrum. They're doing the only thing their biology tells them to do when their safe person disappears. They're waiting. Now here's what you actually need to know, because this is the part that most owners get completely wrong. When you come home at the end of the day and your dog explodes with excitement, jumping, spinning, barking, your instinct is to match that energy. You say hi, you pet them, you make it a celebration. But behavioral researchers have found that this greeting ritual, as natural as it feels, actually reinforces the emotional spike your dog experiences every time you leave. The dog learns departures are dramatic, arrivals are dramatic. The stakes of your absence are confirmed to be enormous. What the science actually recommends is counterintuitive. Come home calmly. Don't acknowledge the greeting immediately. Wait until your dog's energy drops, even just slightly, then greet them quietly. You're not being cold, you're teaching their nervous system that your comings and goings are routine, safe, unremarkable. The University of Bristol's Animal Behavior Department found that owners who practiced this calm re-entry pattern for just 2 weeks saw measurable reductions in separation-related behaviors across the board. 2 weeks. And the other thing almost nobody does, the goodbye. Studies consistently show that long, emotional goodbyes, the ones where you crouch down, hold their face, tell them you'll miss them, elevate your dog's cortisol before you even leave.
You're signaling that something significant is about to happen. Their stress response activates before the door even closes. A short, calm departure. No fuss, no ceremony. It feels wrong, it feels cold, but to your dog's nervous system, it's the kindest thing you can do. Here's the thing that puts all of this in perspective. Dogs are the only animal domesticated before agriculture, before farming, before written language, before cities existed. For roughly 15,000 years, dogs and humans have lived in constant proximity. They slept next to us, they ate with us, they worked alongside us. There was no 8-hour separation, there was no door that closed and didn't open for the rest of the day. The domestic dog's brain evolved in a world where their human was almost always present. What we call separation anxiety is, in evolutionary terms, a completely rational response to an abnormal situation. Your dog isn't broken, they're ancient, and their brain is running software that was never designed for the modern world. So tomorrow morning, when you put on your shoes and see those eyes watching you from across the room, remember what's actually happening inside that skull. A brain that was shaped over 15 centuries to track you, to need you, to hold a representation of you running in the background every single moment you're gone. Leave calmly, come home calmly, and in between, know that somewhere in your house, a very ancient piece of neurology is quietly, patiently waiting for the signal that everything is okay. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe, because next week we're going into something even stranger: why your dog stares at you when you're not looking, not when you call them, not when you have food, when you have no idea they're watching. The research behind it is one of the most unsettling things I've found making this channel. See you then.